Hey everybody, I'm Jack Reedy with Future Pastimes, and I'm one of the designers on the Chome and Richess expansion, which is the second expansion for the classic Dune board game, the 2019 edition from Gale Force 9. And one of the variants in that expansion is something called Leader Skills. Now these are cards that you would be dealt at the beginning of the game, and you will choose one to assign to one of your leader discs, which you will put in front of your shield for all to see. Now, there is a link in the description to a video that goes more into a general overview of leader skills and how they work. We're going to do a deep dive in this video and look more specifically at one skill, and that is the Spice Banker. Now, every leader skill card has two effects on it. The top one will be either an advantage that you will generally have for as long as that leader is alive and out in front of your shield, or it might be something that affects your other leaders. And then the bottom effect is one when that specific leader is in battle. So let's take a look at what the Spice Banker does and figure out all of its effects. Its top effect is just another advantage that you have for as long as you have a Spice Banker, and that is that once per phase, if another player makes a payment to the Spice Bank of at least 4 spice, you gain one of the spice, placing it in front of your shield and collecting it in the Mentat pause. So it's a nice way for you to skim a little bit of spice, a couple of spice each turn. It's a nice little extra that you're going to get there. If, for example, in the bidding phase, the Emperor spends 4 spice on a treachery card, or if the Emperor is not in the game, basically anybody who spends 4 spice. In the revival phase, if somebody spends 4 or more spice on a revival, if they have to revive several forces, or they're getting a leader back or something like that. If it's not paid directly to the Tleilaxu, but going to the Spice Bank, or if the Tleilaxu are in the game, if they end up spending 4 spice, then you would get one of that. And then, of course, in shipping and movement is another way that you could get that spice. So it's not going to be a huge amount of income, just a little bit, but every spice counts. The bottom effect, if your Spice Banker is in battle, then you may spend 1 to 3 of your spice as part of your battle plan and add that amount to your leader disc. Now, this is separate, and it says right here, this is separate from any spice paid to count your forces at full strength. So you just have this ability to add up to 3 by spending spice as part of your battle plan. So that is pretty handy and a reason why you might risk your Spice Banker in a battle. So those are the two effects. A nice little bit of income, which you're certainly risking if you put this leader in a battle, because if the leader's killed, you're not actually going to be able to add that spice. So they have to survive the battle, otherwise they don't have the skill. So that's a concern. But if you're a faction, you've got certain card knowledge, or like the Bene Gesserit or the Atreides would know, or their allies if they're in the game. So there are ways you can try to safely play it. But one of the interesting things about the leader skills, of course, is you're doing that before you're choosing traders. So deciding which leader disc to assign to your skill may have impact on whether they become a juicy target for someone to choose as a trader. So you may want to think about, do I assign this skill to a really strong leader? So yeah, you can imagine a Stilgar as a Spice Banker. What a career change for him. But he's a 7 and you spend 3 spice and now he's a 10. That's a big deal, but it also makes him a very attractive target to be a trader. So at your risk, you decide if it's worth the risk for you. So that's it. If you have any questions about the Spice Banker or leader skills in general, let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to try to answer those. That's it for this one, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.